Hello everyone, and welcome to FV Season 7, Division 2 as we go to Azerbaijan, in the heart of Baku, for round 8 this evening. I am your main commentator. Yes, this time not joined alongside me by Jacobo, but it seems like we are getting ready to get into qualifying. The only person we are currently missing, it is Arrows, which we do not think is coming, as he's not online on PS at all, which I have checked, so that is fun. But we think we're going to give him like 2 more minutes and then we're going to get into it. And if he's not here in those 2 minutes, we will just go without him. And it seems like they are going already. But there was no sign of Arrows joining, so I will let them ready up, because he does not seem to be joining. But we will load into one-shot qualifying now. As we do load, I will pull up your track stats. It is... I don't remember what the sprint and stuff is, laps-wise, because I only know the F1 at the moment. But it is 6.003 kilometers or 3.73 miles. It would be 26 laps in F1 cars. But we are in the F2, so I don't actually know it. 20 corners, 12 to the left and 8 to the right, with the lap record being held in the F1 cars by Charles Leclerc, set in 2019 with a 143.009, with average speeds reaching almost 210 kilometers an hour. And your pit loss was around that 16.5 seconds. As we load into one-shot qualifying, I will hopefully pull up one of them to go on board with. I think we will get on board with Honix for this lap, heading in towards turn 1 in 6th gear, not being able to get up 7th, but dropping it down to 3rd, then back in the power, heading through in towards turn 2, back down to 2nd gear. DRS now open down towards turn 3, where you've seen many mistakes happen. We saw some mistakes happen even in IRL F1 last weekend. Heading through turn 3, Swifty has retired. That means he has crashed into that wall on turn 3, or he's just retired the car. In towards turn 5 now, 39.307 first sector split, getting back down the power towards turns 7, 8, 9, and in towards that castle section we head back on the power for Honix into the castle section now, breaking around that 50-meter mark. The easiest place to make a mistake there. But now down towards turn 15, where we saw Logan Sargent, the F2 rookie I think he might have been a rookie actually. The F2 driver from last year, the F1 rookie this year, crashed into the wall, meaning he couldn't take part in the sprint race due to the damage he sustained. Now through turn 16 and down towards the line, you've got a couple of corners. It's 18, 19 and 20, and now it's a straight line to the end after the kink of turn 20. Now the entire straight just towards the line. Where will Honix go? It seems like he's on for P5 at the moment. Is it going to be P5? Yes it is, with a 50.926, and I'm pretty sure I saw J-Trix on pole position, so he will be starting in P10 for the sprint, but then we'll jump back up to P1. So it is going to be J-Trix on pole position. She's, after being dropped down to a reserving here for MP/Williams. In P2, then it's Juris, P3, Elmo, and Honix, Emfuck, Miles, Jura, Maitre DSQ has murdered his lap, or Swifty. DNF, so those two are going to start on the front row for the sprint, but we'll be at the very back for the main race. As we now load in, I will pull up your driver's standings. It is Swifty leading away with 198 points. Maitre only 3 points behind him at the moment on 195. And it's Arrows, who's not here today. He was not answering us. On 156, J-Trex on 133, and Miles on 101. Garnhooks on 91, Mfurk on 78, Nova on 77, Cheese on 44, Elmo on 43, rounding out your top 10. Then your constructors standings. Looking like High Tech still on top, even though they only have maybe one driver, I think it's Eurus, on 349 points, ART on 193, Sharouz on 184, then it's VAR on 156, Vitosi on 153, then it's Carlin on 136, MP 123, Dams 121, Campos 74, and Primer on 30. As they are now away for the formation lap here for the sprint. You've got 11 laps, so I think it's going to be 16 for the full race. I'm not too sure about that, but Campus, they seem to be throwing it. Or were they just trying to help themselves for the sprint? You need to remember, you don't get as many points in the sprint as you do the race. Welcome all in. 10 minutes into the stream, 12 viewers already. So the real question is, who's leading in towards turn 1? You don't have that much of a rundown, but we've seen you may be first down there, but are you the first out of the corner? Lewis Hamilton, Baku 2021 flashbacks occurring. Which then made him lose the championship. But heading through the final part of the promotion up, there's a little gap between Elmo and Eurus at the moment. Eurus, I think, making his debut last week, already got himself. Actually, I don't think it was his debut last week, or was it? I'm trying to figure this out. I think it might have been actually, or at least he wasn't part of it. I'm checking. Hang on, one sec. He's at least on 29 points. I think he got a podium and a P4 last time out, which got him those 29 points, which he did make his debut. But then again, you need to remember, Campos in one race picked up 73 points. They had been sitting on 1 before that, and I think that may have been, actually they had been on 2 apparently, but I'm not too sure what even happened there. As US has been disqualified from racing up as we go to 1 light, 2 light, 3, 4 and 5 red lights are on, and we go to the race. It is going to be pedal to the metal, we go racing here, and Baku, go. Who's got the greatest start? It looks like Swifty at the moment in towards turn 1, leading away from his teammate as Hunnock's trying to send one down the inside, slightly hitting Duracell in that Dams car. But it seems like Miles at the back has been tagged with Mfurk. Those two not getting off to the greatest of starts, already falling 4 seconds behind his Duracell, going very slowly on the exit of turn 2, not getting that traction down very well, as Cheese making his way up, getting a double overtake on both Yoris and JPEX, who's trying to get back past in towards turn 3. He's made the dive. Has he made the overtake? Yes, he has, as Yoris trying to get back past Cheese as well in towards turn 4, trying to go round the outside. Is he able to make this one work? No, he's not. He's got pushed to the wall very slightly as they head in towards turn 5 and 6, keeping it all clean at the moment so far. Oh, US is trying to get back past before the castle section. You won't want to try to go side by side through there. You're going to end up very badly in a wall and quite possibly out of this race, which you do not want. As I know, I head through the castle section. Everyone's made it through very cleanly. We need to wait for Emvig and Miles just to confirm that. Yes, they have. All made it through as the two campers leading away by 2.5 seconds already, while Mitra is trying to get into the lead. These two fighting for the championship, the two teammates. It's back to Lewis Hamilton and Nico Rosberg situations 2016. We all saw who came out on top of that though, being Nico Rosberg ruining Lewis Hamilton's streak as they now head through turn 20 and down the main straight. Nitro's going to have the run on him with the slipstream in a little bit, I think, lower downforce setup as he is now ahead, heading in towards the braking zone of turn 1. We're starting lap 2, DRS to be enabled on the next lap. Swifty at the moment will be the one getting the advantage of it as they now head in towards turn 2, keeping it very clean. Nitro not putting his teammate in a wall, to say the least, as the two Charouz in P4 and P5, J-Trix already making his way up 6 positions, while Miles has fallen down 6 as they head down in towards turn 3. Swifty trying to go back past Mitra, but he isn't done just about yet. So as they head through turn 4, both of them keeping it clean and respectful between themselves. In towards turn 5 and turn 6 now, that little chicane. Who is going for overtake? Looks like Yoris is trying to get past Cheese. He's got the switch back on him. Can he make the overtake? No, he can't. He's had to stick behind just for now as they head in towards turn 7. Cheese gave a warning. Could see that afterwards with the time penalties, but it's not too bad around here. Just a couple of spots you need to be wary of, like maybe turn 15, turn 16 you need to be careful of, especially through turn 7, the easiest place in my opinion at least to pick up a time penalty if you're not being careful. But they head in towards 15, need to be careful to keep it out of the wall, while it seems like J-Trix is trying to push Hunnix to the corner and get past him so he can focus on the battle up at front between the two camp bosses, who have now stretched that gap out to 1.2 between themselves and 3.1 to everyone else. Down towards turn 1 they head. J-Trix has the run on Hunnix and he's going to go for it even before they hit that DRS opening point. Still side by side, but down in towards turn 1. Even Elmo's going to try to get into this. Is it going to be 3 wide? No, it's not, but it seems like J-Trix has the outside line. Hunnix maybe slightly hitting the wall there, but they've made it through cleanly, and J-Trix is now up into P3. Elmo is trying to get back past, try to help his teammate out and scoring some more points. He's going for it in towards turn 3 this time around. Can he keep the outside line? No, he can't. He's going to have to go for a switchback if he wanted it, but he punted Cheese off slightly. Maybe not what he was expecting. Cheese on the inside of Joris is on the inside of him towards turn 4. As I keep it clean, maybe yours cutting the corner a little bit too much, going in to the side of Cheese. He needs to keep it clean. Someone hit the wall there. I think it may have been yours, but I didn't get to see it exactly. Battles have now stretched out as I think the Cheese is just slightly at the wall there. As someone is out, that is Duracell down at turn 20. He's hit the wall where Cheese just did, but he has crashed it just about too much and is now out of this race. It was all positions would be scoring points, as the rules point system is from P1 to P10 sprint races, but that is now allowed Duracell no points this time around. Fuck trying to go round the outside of Miles and towards turn 3, being pushed to the wall a little bit, and apparently yours not hit the wall. I don't know who it was then. It might have been Cheese ever so slightly, but I definitely heard someone hit the castle wall. As the battle is currently on for P5 in this race, Elmo has pulled away from Hunnix's DRS, meaning he's going to be under pressure from Cheese behind him. And towards turn 15, Cheese going a little bit too deep there, maybe. As Jacobo, or as many people call him, Jacobozo, or even Lacabo. Then again, Lacabo is probably the best. And chat saying someone is cooking. That would be Jatrix, already up 7 positions, but it seems like Cheese is going to go for an overtake on Hunnix with the DRS open. It's going to be an easy pass for him. He needs to perfect his braking point, which it seems like he can, as Joris is also closing in, but he's not gone past his Hunnix. Maybe made a little bit gone a little bit deeper than Cheese did, and he got the better exit as Joris tries to go down the inside of turn 2, but I think that may have been a little bit of a touch on the rear end of Hunnix, made him spin. Cheese slightly hitting him as Joris is trying to go for the overtake now in towards turn 3 we head. Is he going to be close enough? No, he's not. Just having to sit behind for now. Get back down the power and try again on the next lap maybe. But on lap 5 of 11, heading in towards the castle section now with Maicha already a 3-second lead over his teammate. As we saw IRL hitting that inside wall in turn 5 could cost you your steering axle and a race. Nick DeFreeze is showing us how to do that very well. As they all now head down in towards turn 15, this battle still ongoing, mind you, for P5. Yet Cheese can't pull away just about yet, as Jatrix is now pushing to get into Swifty's DRS. I think he's just got it by 40 thousandths of a second this time around. So he is now caught up to the back of Swifty enough to have the DRS and have that advantage down towards turn 3 again. Maybe able to close in to around maybe 0.6 of a second. You need to be within like 3.5 if you want to even try to go for an overtake. As they now head down in towards turn 3, Swifty pulling to the left hand side to break the DRS as Mfuk has pit. Maybe that's for damage or a retirement, not too sure on that one, but Jatrix has brought that gap down to about 0.6. Sorry about that, we are back now. heading down in towards turn 15. Yours is trying to go for this overtake still, but Onyx has fallen out of the DOS and he's got the best chance this time around, as Jatrix has also closed up the Swifty. He is now right on the back rim. He's going to go for the overtake this time around, down in towards turn 1 of Swifty, hitting the wall a little bit there as well. But heading in towards turn 1, he's got the DOS open. And he's now ahead, but he needs to keep it right in towards breaking point, which he has, as they've kept it clean. As yours is also pound, but can he keep it right? Unlike Cheese did the first time around, but he is now ahead. Up into P6, one up 7 of 11. This is not a shot, by the way. And no, you can't get his first shoes. Onyx not having the greatest of paces. He's down currently 1 position, but he was up into, I think, P3 at one point of this race. But now heading towards turn 7, getting themselves set up for the castle section again. Can they all perfect this every single time? As Miami FP1 has just finished about 23 minutes ago, so just as we were getting ready to start, and apparently George Russell has topped it ahead of Lewis Hamilton and Charles Leclerc. Those Red Bulls don't look on pace at the moment, not in the top 3 like they normally are, as Onyx is trying to come back at Eurus now for that P6 spot. And a couple extra points heading in towards turn 1 now. Can he get ahead? Again, it's going to be a ding-dong battle, just the same that he did on the previous lap. And now US is back down to P7. But Swifty is also not fallen out of DOS range of Jatrix. He's just sticking in it for now, as Jatrix seeming like he can't pull away as much as he would have wanted to. But he's still on for P2 at the moment, but they have another 3 laps to go, so anything could still happen. Even though you could get a crash into the castle section, I am stupid apparently, to Charles Leclerc. But it's all calmed down now. Lewis is trying to get back past Onyx and keep that P6 and pull away, but it seems like he's just not able to do it just about yet. But yours is going to go back past on this lap. It seems heading in towards turn 1. It's going to be the exact same move that Onyx pulled on him, and he pulled on Onyx the lap before, right back past him with the slipstream, the DRS. And he is back past again. So these two still fighting away, trying to pull away from each other, but it's not able to happen. And Onyx tries to dive down back the inside of turn 2. And has maybe ruined Eurus' plan of pulling away. But can Onyx hold on to this P6 and towards the breaking point? Yes, he can. It's 2.5 the gap now. As yours is now trying to come back at Hunnock, starting towards turn 1 again. Seems like this braking zone is just the easiest place to get past my car, as J-Truck's setting another fastest lap of the race, 151.894 now. But yours, can he come back just enough and get back past the car then of Hunnock? Yes, he can. Not. Thought he was able to on the outside, then realised he couldn't. Can he try down towards turn 3 though? It looks like he's got a better one on Hunnock this time around. Is he closing in enough? It seems like he is, but he's going to have to dive it down the inside or even hold it right on the outside. He's trying this one. He's not. Hunnock has gone a little bit too deep, so Yost is going to get the switch back on him, and he is now ahead. But Hunnock into towards the braking zone is going to have a better line, maybe pushing Yost a little bit wide. Both of them trying to just switch back each other and get ahead, but Yours not taking any of it, and has got the switchback out of turn 7 in towards turn 8. If they keep this side by side any longer, one of them could end up in that castle wall, as Hunnock tries to go for the overtake on the inside, going 2x2 into towards that castle section. Will not work out well, as she's pick up a time penalty, first one of the day. I didn't think time penalties were that easy to pick up line to. He's proved me wrong. But he won't fall any places that he is in already, as the gap behind is 8.6 seconds. But these two here, down in P6 and P7, just having a ding-dong battle between them. But down towards turn 1 again, one final lap of the race now. Mitra is ahead by 3.5 seconds into the woods braking zone though. Can Yours stay ahead and keep Hunnock away from him? It seems like he has gone ahead this time around, but Hunnock is trying to switch back. Has he got it just about enough? It seems like he has. And he is back into P6, but the run to the line could be the best chance for Yours if he stays behind. Still close between the pair of them. Can Yours try down towards the finish line? Seems like his best opportunity at the moment, since Hunnock is always able to get back past him through the corners. But Mitra now heading out of turn 16, slightly getting on the curb a little bit too much there, but he has kept it clean his entire race, getting past his teammate in the opening couple of laps. As Yours is trying to go for another move in towards turn 15. It's not going to happen this time around. Turn 16 could be the opportunity for him. He's probably going to sit behind though, as Mitra wins here back in the sprint. Can he continue this into the feature race? We'll have to find out just shortly, as Yours. This battle for P6 is still ongoing. It's going to be DRS for Yours up towards the line though. Seems like his best opportunity to try and get it, using the slipstream, using the DRS. Has he got enough left in that car to get the overtake done just before the line? Seems like he's got it. Yes, he has. He is P6 on the road, but it seems like that gap between them was nothing at all. It was only 20 thousandths of a second in the end. But it seems like the two shrews making up the most places between the pair of them, making up 11 total, while the two MP cars made up a total of 0 because they've got +4 and -4. As we just wait for him to cross the line, and he is in P9. Not the result that he would have wanted. But there is still the feature race to come. I think that is actually 3 bits in the podium there. Pretty sure JTX is. But anyway, your sprint results consist of Mitra P1 by 3.2 seconds. Seems like JTX was closing in, but he did get the fastest lap in the end with Swifty P3, then it's Elmo P4, Cheese P5, then Juris, Honex, Miles, and Amphik running out your finishers, and Juris are the only non-finisher here at the moment. But the feature race is still to come, and it will be JTX on pole for that. Swifty and Mitra both starting in P9 and P10. They've got it all to do, but strategy could come into this. As we load on to the formation lap now, we'll see the tyres that everyone is on. Is anyone making a difference? Yes, it seems like Mitra and Swifty are trying to play the long game. But JTX will lead them away from Cheese. US had started in P8 for the sprint race. In the end, finished in P6. As they all make their way to the grid. Is anyone else going to get themselves disqualified this time around? You had maybe one or two. I think the only one was Lewis in sprint, while you see Jatrix turning his car slightly. His Mitra has been installed. Jeez, turning his car to the right, trying to cover off Jatrix in the end. But Miles also getting himself disqualified as they now all get lined up. A Swifty at the back as there's 3 lights on, 4 lights on, and 5 red lights are on, and it is going to be pedal to the metal as we go racing here in Baku for the feature race. Go, go, go. And it seems like Cheese, with that slightly turned position, has got himself up into the lead as Jatrix keeping hold of P2. Yours trying to get back past him though in towards turn 2, staying right on the outside, but Jatrix is slightly ahead because of the inside line, as it seems like Yours has now just lost his end plate on that front wing as USL has fallen to the back of the pack again, but in towards turn 3 we head. Elmo trying to send down the inside of US, not able to do it there just about yet, but Honix is trying on the outside of Jatrix in towards turn 4 as they head towards turn 5 and turn 6. 1. She's still leading away, almost out of DRS range already, but the pack is all close together as yours trying to stay ahead of Honix this time around. But he's just not close enough, just about yet, to try it. Down into turn 15 we have Mitra, seems to be the closest at the moment to the back of Miles, even though he has started on those medium tyres, looking to go long. They'll last those 11 laps, but I think someone has also just lost their end plate though. I'm not too sure who it was, or at least part of it. I think it may be Mfurk. Yes it is, he's lost that right side in turn 15. So he's going to be losing out slightly while Miles is on the back of him. But Yours seems to be the quickest. He's going for a move on Honix again. Seems like the sprint all over again. This time around in towards turn 1. Can he stay ahead? No, he can't. Honix got the switch back on him. And just staying ahead as diving down the inside as Yours getting ahead for now, as Elmo also trying to get a move done. He's going up into P4 if he can pull this off. Towards turn 3 we head. Can he dive it down the inside? He's got to stay side by side between them. Seems like all clean though between the pair of them. Into turn 4, slightly being pushed to the edge, but I think Elmo has the better line towards turn 5, which he has, and he is up into P4 for now as Honix trying back on the inside of turn 6, but he's not making any work of that as Elmo's now up into P4. Yours is falling out of range of Jatrix as well as Elmo falling out of range of him. The Swifty as well is trying to get past Miles as his teammate has already done, and for some reason I'm receiving friend requests and I don't know why. But down in towards turn 15, seems like Amphirk as well closing in on Honix, who's fallen out of the range of Elmo very quickly. Seems like he's got a straight line speed set up on that car, because Sector 2 is not suiting him well. And I think I might have hurt Mitra slightly hitting the wall there, but down and towards turn when we head, who's got the best one on any of them? As J-Trex is up into the lead, can he stay ahead of Cheese? Yes, he can, but DOS is not enabled. Cheese will have that advantage down in towards turn 3 as Miles and Swifty going side by side. Miles making a little bit of mistake on the exit, and he's now going to lose a place to Duracell. He's trying to maybe go back on the inside of Swifty, but Miles didn't seem to have the switchback on him. He's just having to sit behind for now, but Duracell has got a little bit of damage on that right hand side of the end plate, so he's going to be losing out for now at least. As Mitra getting ahead of Amphuk in towards turn 7, slightly being pushed towards the wall, but they've kept it clean. As I think that's Swifty down at the back, he went a little bit straight on and has lost the end plate. As Duracell has retired, that is in the castle section, that has caused the VSC to come out. So they'll be under the CM Delta. You could pit under this VSC, the tyres. I don't think they'll last. Actually, no, they could last to the very end now. Does anyone pull into the pit lane? It doesn't seem like anyone did. Yeah, but drive-through penalty for speeding under the VSC. For some reason, whoever is trying to follow me or anything keeps trying to do it. Let me just get rid of this quickly. Sorry about that, we are back now. But yours will have to serve that drive-through within the next 3 laps. He has no MP on that car as well, so this could be hurting him. But the pit window should start to be opened for the super soft runners. Mediums were the tyres they were on during the sprint race. They will last 11 laps, as we did see. But the real question is, when do you time your pit stop? Do you want to leave it right until the last lap of your pit window, or do you try and hope a safety car comes out and just hope you don't get a puncture? Because in the end, pitting that 1 lap early could hinder you massively, as we already saw with Max Verstappen during the IRL race. And for yours is coming into the pit lane to serve that drive-through. As well as Honix coming in, and Amphuk also coming in for it. But Eulis has got an extra pit stop to make now. That was only for his drive-through. So he is basically doing a pit stop already on the likes of Jatrix and Cheese. But Hunnox and Emperor, they only two to currently make their pit stop for their required tyres. Will Jatrix box in this lap, or will he try to run it longer and maybe hope for a safety car to come out, as we only have 9 drivers left? Cheese is barely within the DRS range. I think that might have just been Cheese hitting the wall slightly, but as Jatrix come in to the pit lane on this lap, it doesn't seem like he is. Cheese doesn't either. Does Elmo come in? Yes, he does. Mitra will stay out as he's on those mediums. Will Miles come in? No, he won't. I think Swifty, for some reason, looked like he was coming in, but I think Euless might come in this lap as well. Which he does. But we're now on to lap 6. We still have 3 drivers on the super softs to make their mandatory pit stop. Then we've only got those 2 medium runners of Mitra and Swifty, the 2 Campos boys, to make theirs. But yours is now out, and unfortunately for him, after picking up that drive-through, is 10 seconds behind Emfurk, his closest rival at the moment. But the gap in front has stretched to 1.4 seconds. Cheese, reserving, could be on for a P2 at the moment, if he can keep up this pace and not fall back to the clutches of Mitra or Elmo in the end. You get a great helicopter shot through here. If you get the right one, you can see part of the track, but then you lose sight because of the building that is there. But neither of them looking to pit on this lap. Does Miles come in though? Seems like he is coming in. Which he is. So that is everyone except the 2 out in front. Well, it's really 4 out in front now to make a single pit stop. That's your name is yours, and you already made 2 because you haven't had to serve a drive-through. Which isn't really counted as a pit stop if you think about it, really. As Emfurk is now battling away with Miles down in P7 and P8, the pair of them who were fighting away at the start of this race, still fighting away after the pit stops have been made. Miles just making his 1 lap ago. But through towards the caster section they had, doesn't seem like anyone is trying to go for overtakes. The closest battle at the moment is them, and then the next one is between Jatrix and Cheese. And that is currently for the provisional lead, as Jatrix comes in as well as Cheese coming in to the pit lane. So the final 2 on the super softs make the pit stop. The next one to be making the pit stop will be, as I say it, Swifty coming in on this lap. Seems a little bit early to be pitting off the mediums. But out in front, 17.3 seconds between Maicha and Jatrix. Can Maicha pull out that gap anymore before he pits? Because at the moment, he will be falling down behind by about, I think it's 6 seconds, that gap between them, before the pit stops. But then again, Maicha will have the pace advantage towards the end, as he will be on those super softs compared to everyone else on the mediums. But Miles also trying to close in on Amphirk for P6. He didn't keep it out of the barriers to start. Swifty also getting himself into this battle for P6, being on the super softs and closing in on Miles to get his DRS, as Maicha also coming into the pit lane on this lap. So Jatrix will be taking the lead back over Maicha. I think Elmo will also be through. As Maicha just leaving his pit box now. Elmo is through, and I think Honix will be close behind, but I think he'll be behind him. But Maicha out of the pit lane, trying to warm up his tyres, will start to fall closer to that 1 second gap, but there is no DRS for him this lap. Swifty trying down the inside of turn number 2. Is ahead of Miles, both of them having the DRS though, so maybe wasn't the greatest time to overtake someone. But through turn number 3, it seems like Swifty has that major grip advantage. I think it's 2 sets between them, as he's already getting ahead of Amphirk through turns 5 and 6, taking that inside line for 6. A little bit of ghosting there as well. I swear I turned it off. But down in towards turn 7, there's a 3-way fight now for P6, as Miles closing up to the back of Amphirk. This will be his chance if Amphirk can just drop out of that DRS range. He is very close to it, and he's already fallen out of that 1 second. So at the moment, Miles will be gaining that advantage down towards turn 1. Pretty sure for this year they shortened the DRS zone by about 100 meters. But in the game, it's still that 100 meter longer than it is IRL. As J-Tray setting a fast lap 152.022, which should be beaten easily by the likes of maybe Swifty and Maicha. Swifty should be setting on this lap, I think. Which he doesn't. He's 8 tenths off, but he was 7 tenths up on his own PB, as Miles also fell out of DRS range on that lap. So gaps are now opened up. It's currently a Charouz 1-3, Campos 4-6, MP 2-7, and then Lone Stars for their teams being Honix in the Carlin P5, Miles in the Plaza in P8. His teammate is Chris, who is not here today. I'm not too sure who Honix's team is, as she's picking up a 3-second time penalty. That's going to drop him to at least P3. You never know, Maicha could close up enough I'm trying to check. Does Hunnox even have a teammate? He does. It's Nova. Miles' teammate is Chris. Yours does not have a teammate. And then MFAC's teammate is actually Stony, who is not here today, being covered by Cheese. And then Joe's teammate, he is unfortunately out, but it'll be Garnox, who had some issues last week with his Wi-Fi. Maybe the reason why he's not racing today, trying to sort them out. But Cheese has got all to do now. It's fallen 3 seconds back from Jatrix, but he has a 3-second time penalty. At the moment he's fallen to P3. If Mitra closes up enough, he could take that spot off him, and he's just set the fastest lap by about what was it exactly, 1.1 seconds, and the gap to leader. So at the moment I think Jatrix could pit and he'd fall to P7 as Eurus and Miles swapping places. Seems like Miles is falling away on those mediums. Someone has crashed out. It is Swifty in the wall at turn 3, just like he did in qualifying. The VSC has been called out because of it. Is that going to cause a full safety car? It doesn't seem like it. But a VSC has been called out and one of the campus cars are out. So it's only going to be a VSC for now, as I proceed to hit my tooth with a Coke can. It is only going to be a VSC for Canuous, at least not repeat what happened earlier on. And that is your championship leader, by the way, out of this race. So if Mitra can score here, he will be picking up some big points on him. The two teammates